They're disaster magnets.
When it comes to trouble, we are a few standard iterations off the mean, if you were to put it on a graph.
Stop trying to confuse me.
So just jumping in, so Jonathan, for this season, we kind of recap what happened in the past 18 months, and it's clear that even though he's one of the Pogues, Pogue is probably the most fiscally responsible character on this entire show, and thank God for that. He has the most potential, I think, out of all the Pogues for like an academically successful future. Do you think any part of him resents his friends for the sort of, I guess, derailment that his life has gone on since all of this stuff has started?
I think Pope's smart enough to not blame anybody for his own actions. I think he made a lot of choices. He made his own choices, and he if he blames anybody, he blames himself. But I think he's a hard worker, and I think he's smart, and I really do think he thinks he can pull himself out of any hole and achieve anything he wants, because I think he genuinely feels he's that smart, that dedicated, and that determined. So, I don't think there's any resentment there as much as there is just like, there might be a bit of regret of like, I could have stayed for the interview and made it to television. Could have done two things, but you're 16, what are you going to do? Yeah, that's very true. I mean, somebody has to handle the property taxes, which is like exorbitant apparently in this area. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I did a lot of property tax studying for this season. Just discussing, Pope when it's interesting to see his dynamic with his other friends, because even though he does have that aspect to him, it's also interesting to see that during the season, he seems the one most excited to sort of be drawn back into the adventure. Do you think there is what do you think lures him into that? Is it like a thrill-seeking side, or is it like the puzzle solving? I don't think it's the near-death situation. I think he likes to break down the puzzles. Yeah. If I had to say like what most interests him is like when he gets like a problem, or he'll get like a part of a solution, and then it's like, okay, now you got to figure the rest out. I think that's where Pope finds the most excitement, the most fun, is like figuring out that puzzle and like putting the solution together. So I think whenever like they get on the adventure and it's time to like, dissect the clues and search for the answers, he's always at the forefront. Definitely. I like the way he's always like figuring stuff out before other people. I'm like, man, people have been trying to solve this for 300 years. Yeah. But here he is. They didn't get Pope. And Carlacia, I mean, I'm so glad that you're a part of this show, like fully now. I really loved Cleo when she was first introduced, and getting to see her come back was just amazing. Thank you. She's probably the newest one out of this group, but she's also the one with the most lived experience as like a character. Yeah. What has it been for you becoming a part of this series, not only like as an actor, but also like, do you think what has it been for Cleo sort of joining this group and becoming a part of this like sort of found family?
It's been amazing, because Cleo was in a lot of ways just like on her own and just trying to figure her life out. Obviously, she had support from Terrence and Stubbs, but she herself was kind of like in the world just trying to figure things out. And then she finds this other group of misfits that love each other and have a common mission in mind. And I think that's what attracts her to this group. And everyone has different strengths and different weaknesses. And we all just kind of work together to get to our end goal. Mm-hmm. And what has it been for the both of you sort of creating this new relationship between these two characters? How's it been working on that, forming the bond and making it feel authentic and sort of like earned? I think it's great just having like Jonathan like as a scene partner. Like, it's amazing because he's so giving, he's so willing. We talk about our scenes, we rehearse them. We're really behind the scenes able to talk through like our characters' needs and our characters' wants, and I think that makes the job easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. It's been fun building off of kind of what we set up last year and taking it to its logical conclusions. We talked about how long it's been. It's been 18 months. They're in such a different place now than they were. Like we have to fill in a lot of those gaps of like, okay, how did this go? Yeah. Has this happened? Has this happened? Yeah. Just filling in those relationship gaps so we can feel more like a real relationship and and make sense for like the timeline too. Yeah. I mean, I want to talk about Cleo's losing Terrence, because that scene was like devastating, like seeing that and seeing how shaken she is. I feel like we're going to see a more sort of vengeful, maybe like bloodthirsty side coming out of her since she hasn't really shown that side since she's been running with Terrence. Yes. And now that she's lost him, how do you think that's going to affect her like sort of mental state?
I think it's going to destroy her mental state. I think that to deal with such a deafening loss, she doesn't even have the tools to cope with, like, what is happening and all the feelings that are going on with her. And I think it's going to force her to retreat and be more reclusive. I think she's also ashamed of her feelings. I don't think she knows how to understand them. And she wants revenge. Like, she wants Leitner to, get what's been coming to him. And also just coping with the fact that this is someone that she loved and someone who she's seen like as a father figure, but he might be a little too strong for her at times. So also like dealing with that, but she's not the kind of girl to quit. Like, she's not the type of girl to quit, but I think it can pose for a lot of problems, like in our relationship and the relationship with the Pogues, because she's just like looking at this, like that's the only thing she wants. She doesn't care about anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. Then just a final question for you guys. Looking at this show, all of the parents, basically all of them, except for a couple, are the worst. Really, like, I just cannot imagine worse parents in these books. Who do you think is the worst, dead or alive, in Outer Banks? And then which one of the Pogues do you think in the future will be the best parent?
Worst, dead or alive?
JJ.
Ward.
JJ's dad sucks. I mean,
worse than Ward?
Well, Ward was at least like he cared about his family. JJ's dad was beating him every day.
That's true.
Like Ward he definitely did some crazy stuff, but you could tell like at the end of the day he would take care of his family.
That's true.
Like he was doing everything to take care of his family.
For sure.
So
Luke might be the worst dad.
Yeah, Luke is probably the worst dad.
Which character would be the best parent?
Hayward. Easy. Oh, which of us?
Yeah.
Oh, Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably Pope.
Pope be a great dad.
Yeah, I think so.
He's already like halfway there. He's got like 5 kids that live with him now. He's got to take care of John B, JJ, Kiara, and Sarah. Already got kids.
I definitely agree. Pope is 100% the best parent.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for speaking with me. Honestly, I love this season. I can't wait to see the second half of it. And thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thank you so much.